Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Happy Kwanzaa, and this is. I can't do it. Okay. Happy Kwanzaa. This is Kwanzaathon with the Melanated fam. And stop. Today is.
Okay, this will help.
I'm trying to figure. I'm like Cash. I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
I couldn't tell if it was me making faces. So I'm like, let me just to make it better.
Go ahead, Sid. You're fine. Go ahead.
Today's Umoja, which means unity, and today we'll be talking about building community. Would my lovely siblings like to introduce themselves?
I just put a whole chip in my mouth. Somebody gonna have to go before me.
What? Can we not ever start a stream just correctly?
Right.
I'm sitting over here like, wow. Okay, hi everybody. I'm Cachet. I write short stories, poetry, and the occasional blog post. And I'm excited for day one of Kwanzaathon.
What up, everybody? My name is Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I like diving into fantasies and into warm mugs of coffee, and I am excited for today. I'm excited for this whole week. I'm just ready to see what's going to happen. And I hear an echo. That's my tab. Ignore that. Oh, now it's muted. On to you, Miss Published Author Kira L. Rose.
I am the Naked Firefly, also known as Kira L. Rose, author of The Healer's Love. And I'm excited for Kwanzaathon. Like, this is the first time I've ever done this. And this is the first time I've ever celebrated Kwanzaa. Did I say that sentence right? I did. So, hi. I had to think. I'm sleepy, Pat. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Sitsa Pack. This is my channel. I have a lot of Sid moments. I just had one earlier, so excuse me for that. I write fantasy, and yeah, that's what I got. So why don't we just say hi to the people?
He had to question that? Like, I write fantasy? Yeah.
We have Catalea. Hello, how are you, Habari Gani? Yes. Yeah, I messed it up too. We got the autocrat. I got Apple. It's okay. Yes, Umoja. Yes, it's unity. We love it. Autocrat doesn't care about us. They don't really care about us.
Ooh, don't get that in my head.
I'm sorry. Hello. I mean, right? It's good to see their faces to all that chocolate. Ooh, we love it. So we're just gonna dive in. We're just gonna talk about community and what that means. And I just had a question, if I can find it. I don't know where I put it. Like, what is community?
Us. Community is family. It's like extended family. It's what it is. It's a tight-knit bond with people. And you can have communities within communities. Like, yeah, we have Altitude, but then we have the Melanated fam as well. Like, that's the people you go to for support, for love, to help uplift you, to put you in a place where you need to be put in your place. Because I don't consider someone part of my community if they can't tell me when I'm doing something wrong, So I think community is that's that extended family that their door is always welcome for you.
I'm agreeing with all that.
Oh, okay. I muted myself. I
don't even know if I can add anything to that.
I did want to ask a question. I kind of forgot because I just jumped right in. It's Kwanzaa. Not many people know about it. How many people have celebrated Kwanzaa? Because I know the Naked Firefly said you have not. You saying that you two have celebrated Kwanzaa? You guys want to speak about it? Because I know this year is a little bit untraditional in a way of what Kwanzaa is. So you guys want to talk about your experiences?
Actually, every year, because me and my fiance Tia, every year we celebrated it has been untraditional. I've never done it traditionally, and I would like to, because every time we get ready to order everything needed for it, it's always sold out, or something comes in late, or something's not working out. And same thing this year, not able to get everything that we want. But usually I'll go to Twitter. There's Twitter, and then there's Black Twitter. And I go through their tags, and reading everyone's experiences and seeing their clips and stuff is amazing. And I learned so much, and seeing how people celebrate their way. So every day we observe like little parts of everything throughout the day. So we do it that way.
When I celebrated, I was a child. So like most of you guys know, I was homeschooled for 5 years, and my grandmother raised me. And so Christmas was big because I grew up in a Christian home, but my grandmother was also big on like Black history and being pro-Black. So we had Kanara, and I always forget the right word for the mat that's laid out, but we had it on like a kind of like a pedestal of different drums that she had and different masks and things like that. And then we would like light the candle at the beginning of like each day, and we would talk about like what the words meant and what we could be doing like within the next year, as you know, as Kwanzaa goes out of one year and into another, what we could be doing the next year to strengthen the Black community. So that's what we would do. And then there would be gifts, but our gifts would be handmade. And so we would spend like majority of December 1st through 24th, like making gifts for everybody that like dealt with each one of the principles and things like that. So, but it's been like a long time. This will be the first time as an adult that I've got to like celebrate it. And again, it's not traditional because getting all the stuff was a lot harder this year, but next year I'm like super excited. I want to do like the entire candle ceremony, and I would love to do it with like my nieces and nephew, because I know that's not something that they're getting at home. So yeah,
I think that is so cool.
That sounds so awesome. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think for me, I'm gonna put it in quotes, celebrated Kwanzaa just once, because growing up I was a church boy, so I grew up in a church, and I remember they used to have events, and one time they were celebrating Kwanzaa, and I just went, and I think it was day 5, I want to say, and we was just there, and I didn't understand what was happening, but all I saw were people in traditional, I don't know if it's traditional African garments. Y'all can correct me, let me know if I'm saying that wrong, but it was just so cool to see people dressed up and wearing like prints from Africa, and it was just so beautiful. So I never really like celebrated it, but I have seen it like once, and I think it was really cool for Miss Shay with the hobbies to be like, yeah, let's celebrate Kwanzaa, and I'm like, I'm down, let's do it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna jump in the comments really quickly. Kat says, I love Kwanzaa, but I usually celebrate with community, so I don't have my own traditions. Next year I will, which is awesome. I've been saying it wrong. So when just Habari Ghana, you supposed to say, what's up, because they asked me what's new. That is good to know. I'm a little excited next year. I'm joining in these videos. Love it. You can join us now, Don't be scared. It's never too late. We got 6 more days.
Oh yeah, jump up in there.
Love it, Gray. Hello to Michael. Hi. How are you? I hope all is well. Happy Kwanzaa. I'll be in and out. We never celebrated traditionally, but we're hoping to do it next year. Thank you. Hope you get to enjoy it too. I agree. I like handmade gifts. I do like handmade gifts. For me, I know today, I posted earlier on my Instagram, what is my writing community, which was the Instagram challenge. And I said the Melanated fam. So that includes everybody on this screen right here, and the limit day too. Miss O Monroe writes. For me, like Grayson said, and how the Naked Firefly agreed. Community are people who you can rely on, like extended family, people who push you, people who tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. Like, I feel like I've grown so much from, the constructive criticism I've been given and, the love and support. So I feel like, yes, AuthorTube is a community, it's a nice community, but when you find your individual community or communities where you could be a lot more personal and one-on-one, it's so amazing and it's so beautiful. So yeah, that's just me. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so when I think about community, I think like how you guys are saying, like it's so much more than just like one group. Like there's like multiple communities. Like just being black and being a woman, I automatically belong to two different communities, right? The black community and then being a woman. And then on top of that, there's a third community, because being a black woman is not something any and everybody can do or understand. So it's its own thing. And I think that what I see a lot of times when it comes to the thought of community is that people seem to feel like you have to fit into one. And I think the great thing about community is it's diverse and it's adaptable and it's changing. Like it's not one thing. So I think a community is kind of like, community is a living thing to me because it's made up of living people who change and evolve and grow. And so like when I think of community, that's what I think of.
Yes, evolve and grow. I think that's another important thing too. I feel like that is the best thing to do in community is evolve and grow.
Agreed. I think if you're in a community, or if you call something your community and you're not growing, you're staying stagnant, what's the point? I mean, it's good enough to have like a friendship with that community, but if you're not evolving and growing and you're all just staying stagnant, I don't see a point in that. To me, that's dead soil. I want to go where we're constantly growing, we're pulling each other up, like we have each other's backs. Like I said in the video, the unbroken chain, like that strong chain. Like if you have a broken, like a weak link, what's the point? If you're not trying to fix that link and you're not trying to get stronger, you're not trying to, rise above the ground, I don't see a point in calling that my community. I don't.
That is so true. Kat also said, I love Kwanzaa as a time to connect with one another and also to learn from our elders. I really miss living in Dayton and the community there. Also the food. Okay, so I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, so please correct me. On day 6 is a feast. Karamu? It's like Karamu. I pronounce it weird because
I know what you mean. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay, because I try to say it in my video, but I'm from Boston. You know what I mean? So I say things differently. But I would love to do that one day. Just have a nice feast.
They have that back home in Killeen, because it's right next to the military base. They'll have well, I know they're not doing it this year, but they usually have like a whole Kwanzaa thing going on. And you go to the park and they actually have different foods laid out, and they have different sections where you get to learn about each day. They have like little booklets and stuff. Usually every time they did that, I was working and could never go. But I liked that because you could smell the food and everyone was talking, not just handing out food, but they're talking about why these foods are served and how these foods are made. And I love that. And it wasn't just one person doing it. Everyone was in the kitchen. Everyone had their hands in it. Everyone was really cooking together and creating together. And I love that. Like, I wish something like that could happen, of course, but 2020 is not going to let that happen.
I feel like that is so important. One thing that I like too, because I say I love culture. So I say I don't like history, but I don't like the history is taught in school. The history I like is about cultures and, what you just said, how people prepare the food. What does the food mean? Because I feel like everything does have a symbol in a way. And when you do come together to enjoy food together, I want to know how you prepare that. How did you learn how to do that? Why do you do it? You know what I mean? For everyone who celebrates different holidays, people make certain foods for a reason. And I feel like when you get to hear that story, that right there is amazing to learn. So I love that. And I can't wait to have that experience too. Jabria says, hello. She also said finding your niche in a large community is so important. It really is.
Facts.
You can be a small fish in a big pond, but as long as you find some other fish to hang out with, you're gonna be all right. This community, I love this community. Love this community after watching from a distance. Yes, it's a very welcoming community. It really, really is. Especially when you find the right people. I'm so glad that you found it. It's one of the best things. One of the good things I could say Corona brought brought about was leading me to this community. That is true.
Absolutely, because honestly, like I said, I've watched Arthur do from a distance, and if it wasn't for Cash reaching out, the Naked Firefly reaching out, and then meeting y'all, I would still be at a distance because nothing else. And I'm not saying AuthorTube isn't friendly because AuthorTube is absolutely friendly and it's very open, but I was still just in the back watching. Nothing was actually pulling me forward to actually engage. And she was like, "Oh no, you come here," and it's like, "Oh, there's Black folk. I didn't know that." And I don't want to be that person like, "Oh, I didn't, enjoy myself because there was a Black folk." No, it's just I didn't see me. I didn't see anyone who looked like me who could understand some of the things I was going through. Like, I could talk to y'all about certain experiences and know that y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And I couldn't do that before because it will be on lost ears. So having this community within the community is so important. It's so important. Like Cass said, she's part of the Black community and she's part of being a woman. And then I'm part of the Black community and I'm part of the queer community. So finding that is so very important. And that helped me to come out of the shell that I was in, helped me come out of that funk I was in, to be able to find my voice and speak, because I wasn't the only voice speaking, because all of our voices are able to come together and speak out in such a loud roar, and I love that.
I would love to add on to what you just said. And I'm sorry if I gush about Michelle with the hobbies, but I think it is so true. She did reach out. It took 3 tries. I ain't gonna lie. I'm someone who is a little bit wary of people at first, you know what I mean? Because for me, if I see someone on screen and I think you're a good person, I don't want to meet you because I'm afraid you might not be who you say you are. But she is who she says is, and that's why I'm still rocking with her. But and she said it perfectly in her video. There wasn't much Black representation. So if I don't see it, let me go make it. And you do see us, but there's a community of other Black writers, which is great to see. Some of them are here. Catalea, Jabria, Turk. It's awesome to see people who you can relate to who look like you, because sometimes what you're going through, other people who look like you can relate. And I think that is something that is great to see. That is what builds community right there, is when you can relate to someone or see yourself in someone. Again, like Gracie was saying, if I did not meet the people in the Melanated fam, I would have left the Royal Eyes the way it was, not try to work on it anymore, try not to work on any other stories. I would have been like one and done. And I didn't even try to publish it. So that's what I'm saying. We get people who try to push you further. I think that's amazing right there. So, yeah.
I want to make this clear that Cash is a very good person. She reached out to y'all, and I applaud her for that, because I'm a stalker. I just sit there and I just watch you from the bushes and then wait to see if you're a good person, and then I pounce on you. Other than that, Cash is the one that reaches out to people. She makes people feel comfortable. I just stalk you. Okay, I'm done.
You're muted, Sid.
I sit here thinking it was my headphones. I'm like, did I put my headphones on the computer? Okay, thank you, Cash, for verifying that.
Well, I fully agree with that. I didn't expect you just to be like, I'm a stalker. I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm not a stalker in a bad way. I'm more like, because I don't like talking to people unless, of course, I feel like that you're cool. So because Cash opened up that door for me to talk to either one of you or anybody else that we've met along the way, I'm just like, oh, people, I adopt you now. So yes.
I was saying that I know.
I saw Cash, and then I adopted her. What you talking about?
I was just saying how Corona is, it's been hard, but you know, it's been good for a lot of stuff, except for having it. So just don't get it. Yeah. This is the feast right here. I feel like everyone should look it up. Go look at it. I'm gonna learn how to pronounce it in my next video or the next live stream tomorrow on Grayson's channel. I'm gonna have it. I know some who do a huge feast on the last day. The people I was with would have food on each day because during Kwanzaa you fast during the day to cleanse the mind and soul and just the rejuvenation. Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of like, oh yeah, feast. And I'm looking at like the fasting, you know, to cleanse your mind and your soul. I'm like, that is great right there too. Also, I would love to do a fast.
I said that sounds nice to fast during the day and then have like a big feast at the end.
Oh, that. Turk says, I started to get invested in Black history because I watched American X at 11, and then I watched Panther a few weeks later. It was an experience. I have not watched either, and thank you for that. I'll have to look it up. And then Michael coming in with the support. Cache is a trailblazer for sure. History in the making. Tell me this, right? Tell me who goes on a live stream, gets an idea for a short story, actually writes it, and then posts it. That's all I gotta say. I think that it's just incredible right there. I feel like giving props where props is due. Ooh, you don't like that? Like, there we go. How are we? I feel like we answered it in a way, but the next question I want to ask is, how do you build community? Because I feel like this is an important question.
Because she literally did that.
So for me, honestly, the desire to build the community came from the realization that it was something that I needed, right? So it was bothering me that the only Black author tuber I knew this time last year was Lizelle. That's the only one that I knew existed. And then I want to say like a couple of weeks later, I found the Naked Firefly and Tamara, and like it grew from there. Me like finding out about them and like reaching out, like, let me talk to them, let's be friends, let's speak to each other, let's get to know each other. And for me and the Naked Firefly, it became like a regular everyday thing. Like we were talking constantly. And then it was like, hey, there's only like a couple of us here. Like, I would rather, there be more. Like, I want to see more people that look like me. And so I think when it comes to building a community, you have to first show yourself to be someone that people would want to be around, right? Because if you're abrasive, if you're not one of those people that people feel like they can come to and talk to or learn from or learn with or grow with, like, that's going to cause issues. And that means that, the community isn't going to last. Right. And for me, I wanted to make sure that I was being a part of something that was going to be here a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Like, I didn't want a temporary community of writers. And so I had to show that was the type of person I was. So it was, I reached out to Sid, but Sid kind of ghosted me twice. Let me reach out to him again. I done talked to Grayson in the chat. Let me Grayson, you want to actually talk? Because we only talk on this screen and it's not really the same. Like, let's get to know each other. I think you're cool. Like, it became this mindset that, like, I was raised with, like, if you want to be a friend, first show yourself a friend, right? Like, show yourself to be that thing. So I think when you're building community, you kind of have to be what you want in that community. You have to showcase that. So that's my thought.
Absolutely. And honestly, piggybacking off of that, there's a consistency and being absolutely genuine and being true, because I've met others who I thought, oh, this person could be part of my community, and realized, oh, that's not the case. That's not a negative thing, because not everyone's meant to be part of your community. But seeing how genuine Cash was, how she was reaching out and not only just trying to, boost herself up, but she was boosting everyone up and constantly reaching out and constantly talking. Like, what you see on screen happens all the time, off screen, all the time. Every day we're talking to each other. Every day we're lifting each other up. Every day we're checking in. And this isn't even about writing. It's how's your health? How's your mental health? Are you resting? Are you sleeping? Are you hydrated? Like the first things I ask, hey Sid, did you drink water today? Sid, did you eat today? Look at Kat, say, hey, how much sleep did you get? How are y'all feeling? What's going on? And if I don't speak within a certain amount of hours, I'm gonna get spammed in my text messages by all three of these people on screen, plus Olumide. Like, I will get hit up like, hey, we haven't seen you. What's going on? How are you? What's going on? And a lot of people I thought would be community wouldn't even look in my direction. They're not going to reach out and do the same things that my siblings would do. Like when I say siblings, when I say, oh, this is my sis, I'm not saying it as just, oh, like sis, like it's cute. No, I mean, Cachet is absolutely my sister. The Naked Firefly is absolutely my sister. Olumide is absolutely my sister. Sid is absolutely my brother. That is my family. They are my family. I see her pointing her finger up.
I don't spam. I irritate the daylights out of your inbox. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, you be the first one to spam. You be the Grayson. And it goes from just text.
I was thinking that this finger was going up because she was gonna add something to the building community conversation. But no,
I'm not gonna add anything
I'm
because
a spammer. Really? Okay.
I'm not a spammer.
You're the main spammer, first of all.
Right. Because I give you like 2 messages, let me wait a few hours and see if I get a response, and then I give you a couple more. So I knew it wasn't me.
No, she's like, how are you doing? 2 minutes later, hey, 2 minutes later, hey, 2 minutes later, all caps. What you doing? Where you at? And then she goes from Instagram to Twitter to Discord to my phone.
You gotta answer.
You're gonna answer me today.
If I don't answer, I get worried. So you have to answer. I'm like, they're gone. What's happening?
And the thing is, that's not irritating. That just shows that you care. And I'm like, oh crap, let me make sure y'all know. Hey, I'm hitting a low. Hey, my depression's hitting.
Tell me that you're breathing, and I tell all of y'all that. Just let me know that you're breathing, and I'll leave you alone for the rest of the day. Just let me know that you're breathing. I'm good.
Y'all do that. That's why I say, when we talk about being family and being a community, that's what that means. It's not just oh hey, yeah, I saw you on stream, blah blah blah. We got about our business.
I know.
And I'll be honest, like it's a real like thought process for me. Like, hey, it's been like, when's the last time I text Hannity? Let me text Hannity and see how she's doing. Hey, how are you? Or how are your kids? Dang, has it really been a week since I didn't talk to Kat? Let me hit them up and see how they're doing. Like it's because I know that that's what I'd want. Like if someone told me like, hey, I'm reaching out to you because I'm a Black writer and I think that you're cool and I really want to get to know you, I would expect that person to reach out to me and show me that they care. And so whenever I do that, I do it because that's the type of treatment I want. So I can't ask more people than I'm willing to give. And I think that's like really, really important when thinking about being in a community. Like you have to be willing to give as much as you need, right? Like, cause you have to realize that like there are needs in the community that people are going to have. And sometimes it is just somebody reaching out and being like, hey, are you okay?
You get 3 days. You don't get no week.
Facts.
I come back to you after 3 days.
I think a major importance, especially with Black communities, is learning that hard lesson of all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Because today's unity. You have to understand that just because someone's Black, you think, oh, this is my, they're part of my community. That doesn't mean they're part of your community. That does not. Because I've met several like Black author tubers or Black YouTubers who I'd reach out to, and I realized, oh, they're not for me at all. In any way, shape, or form. And that's a hard realization. Like for instance, while we're talking about like Black Lives Matter, you can look and see who's actually actively speaking out. It's not a trend, it's every day. That's not a trend, it's not just a hashtag. You'll see those who'll pop it up for a couple of days and then they haven't spoken about it since. Or some who haven't said anything at all, and they're more worried about their audience versus actually caring about their community. And it's like, okay. And to me, that's a scary thing. You have to kind of sit back and watch. Like, Is this someone I can trust? Is this someone who's actually community? Is someone who actually wants to unite? And not everyone's wanting to do that. And you have to learn that. You have to learn that lesson multiple times. And
I agree with you. I feel like the all skin folk ain't kinfolk is the scariest lesson to have to learn, because as someone who grew up in a super pro-Black home, everything I was taught was my people first. Like, if it comes to having to deal with something like, I'm going to ride for my people, I'm going to stand up for them, I'm going to choose what's right, like, that has always been the mindset. And then to be an adult and to realize that so many things that dealt with Black unification in America were derailed from the simple fact that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Like, they used other Black people to destroy the unifications that we were building through different organizations. Like, that's scary to me, right? Because you don't ever want to be the type of person that polices Black people being a part of something, right? Like, because then you get into those conversations where, oh, are you saying I'm not Black enough, that's why I can't be in it? And it's like, no, that doesn't have anything to do with it. It has to do with the fact that I realize that the unification of Black minds and Black bodies is a supreme threat to white supremacy. And so once it becomes evident, they're going to do whatever they can to sabotage that. And 9 times out of 10, you sabotage from within. Like, that's what Judas and the Black Messiah is going to be all about. About how the FBI used one Black man to bring down the Black Panthers. So it's a scary thing to learn, because you don't want to not give a Black person a chance because of that, right?
Also, I just want to say one more thing about community. Letting people's voices be heard. As you can see, when we do live streams, everyone gets to speak. Everyone talks how they want. I feel like that is something that you have to allow as well. Sometimes, if I'm going to be real, you may not agree with what people say, but you just have to respect what they say, because everyone has a right to their own opinion. I love talking to everyone on their screen because I get to learn from them every single day. I love learning about stuff that I didn't know about. So I think that's how you build community too. It's an open and honest communication. I think that's a key factor. I think just wanting to know more and not being ignorant can help build community as well. So I just want to say that, but I agree with all the things y'all saying. I know that.
Well, I definitely agree with that. Like when you said everyone gets to talk, yeah, that's another lesson. Again, with community and being unified, everyone gets to eat, and not everyone understands that.
Can we just take a moment to just talk about that when we say everybody gets to eat? Because I feel like people don't understand what that means. When you say everybody eats, what does that mean to everybody on the screen? Like, I just want to.
That means everyone.
It means that Yana is putting food in her mouth during the stream.
I mean, so we eating now? Is that what we doing?
Hey, I got.
It was just coffee, and I wanted it.
It's okay.
It means everyone gets a chance to rise. Like, even though Cash, like, again, we highlight Cash quite a bit because honestly, yeah, I think not enough can be said about her. No matter what's happening with her, if the spotlight's dead on her, she'll turn around and be like, oh, well, look what so-and-so's doing. Look what so-and-so's doing. Oh, I heard you're doing this. Oh, let's talk about this. And she'll spotlight everyone in chat. She'll spotlight every single person in chat. And I've seen people come and instead of like spotlighting her as well and talk about her as well, who she spotlighted, they'll step on her and think, this is my plate. It's like, no one's trying to get your plate. The whole table is for everyone. People are so busy trying to fill their plate and take all the food. I'm like, you can't take all this. There's an abundance of food. And a lot of people don't realize that. They'll step on other people. They'll break the table legs. They'll take chairs away thinking, I got this. And it's like, you look very sad. And half the time it's super obvious. It's like everyone has a chance to shine. Just pick each other up. It's not that hard. But some people are such in a narrow view. They're in a narrow tunnel instead of realizing you don't have to be in a tunnel. That's the whole point of a community. You don't have to be in a tunnel. You're not eating alone. You're with someone else. Your plate could be full at all times just by being in a community.
Y'all don't know this, but I think I reshot that video like 15 times that went up today. And in one of the ones that I wish I would have like kept a clip from it, like I say that I have never wanted to be the only black person doing something. Like I've never wanted to. I barely even want to be the first, if I'm being honest, because like I don't want the scrutiny that comes with that. So for me, I'd much rather it be, hey, let's all be querying together. Let's all be working together. So when we do these book deals, it's like all of us got book deals. Like I'm not trying to just be like, oh, Cachet got a book deal. Like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm one black person. If there's 4 of us that do, if there's 5, if there's 6, that makes me feel better than me getting it by myself ever will. Because to me, that's change. That's growth. That's, that's what we've been aiming for. That's what we've been working for. And I think that when we say everybody eats, it's just the fact that nobody has to go without. And nobody has to take the forefront all the time. Like, we each bring something to the table so that everybody can eat. Like, it's not just people sitting here not bringing anything to the table and just taking from it. Like, that's not what it is either. So, yeah, that's my everybody eats thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. I think you guys said it perfectly. When everybody eats, it's a give and take. You're offering someone something, and then you're getting something from them. You are making sure everyone who's in your community is rising with you. Of course, there are going to be times where other people rise above others, but as long as you're bringing them up with you, that's making sure that everybody eats. Everybody gets a fair chance. So,
and also realizing it's not a competition.
That
the only person you're competing with is yourself. That's it.
That thing.
It's not a competition. I never once looked at like the Naked Firefly or Cash like, oh crap, they got stuff out people can read. I need to, I got to do better than them. No,
I do it to myself. I'm like, oh, that book was good, but now we got to do better. I compete with myself.
See, I don't do that. I don't see it as competition. I see something like, oh, she has a book out. Oh snap! Let me go read. Let me go do Instagram posts. Let me go let me let people know my big sister has a book out. Let me go let people know that my little sister has a story out. Let me let people know that my little brother's doing things right now. Like that's my excitement.
No, I would never compete with anybody else. It's myself I compete with because I'm like I feel like it will make me do better if I compete with myself. But no, with everybody else, definitely lift them up. And then with my children, I don't let my children call everybody auntie and uncle because not everybody, we just talked about that, not everybody is family. So when I say that, I'm not saying it to try to be cute. I'm not saying it just because I talk to a person a lot. Everybody who knows me, I'm not going to sit there and have my kids say, oh, look, talk to auntie such and such, uncle such and such. I'm like, hey, talk to Miss and Mr. But these people on the screen right here, my kids call them that, especially Hercules baby, but that's beside the point. We're not going to talk about Hercules baby right now. We're going to send her to her auntie Cash over there. That's what's going to happen in a minute, but that's beside the point.
Look, yeah, that's not a cute title. That's family right there. Like, I'm not going to call anyone else off the screen, brother and sister like that. You will never catch me doing that. Like, it ain't no cuteness. I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, sis. No. With black people, with black communities, you don't do that. That's disrespectful. You don't.
I think it also depends on with Black Americans, they're kind of iffy about calling everybody auntie and uncle, whereas more of like the African and South American families or communities, it's more like this is your auntie, this is your uncle because of their eldership. So I think it really just depends. Me personally, I've learned the hard way since I was little that all skin folk ain't your kinfolk, but it's not one of those that it hits you. It's like, oh wait, this person looks like me, but they just did me wrong. But it doesn't hit you until you become an adult, and then you're just like, I feel like I just got wronged again. Okay, let's not trust. So then it makes it hard to trust. And then when new people, and Cash knows this, every time a new person comes along, she's like, oh, such and such. And I'm like, yeah, I've been hurt too many times. I don't care. I'm not stalking anybody else. I got my 4 that I've stalked.
Not the scoop. Not the scoop.
You know, I tend to sit back and watch. I tend to like. I'll still be cordial because honestly, I have no reason to be outright rude to someone unless you come at me a certain way. I have no reason to be outright rude. And even if I am ticked off, I will come at you very respectfully, be like, "Hey, let's chill out with this." But I will keep myself from a distance and watch, and then be like, "Let me build that trust. Let's build that community. Let's build that unity." Like, and if they don't want to, cool. I'll back off real quick. You went there though super fast.
I'm not a person to upset because then once you're out of my. If anybody has seen it, yes, I do stalk people and I fall in love very quickly. Yes, whether it's friends or family. So yeah, if you upset me, I will quickly replace you and keep it moving. That's just it. We're going to keep it at that because I believe in community and I believe that community should be under the same principles, same values and same thoughts and stuff. But I feel like once you turn on me, it's like, oh, so you didn't want to be part of my community anyway. You wanted to use me or you just wanted something instead of a give and take. Like it's supposed to be a give and take. That's what a community is. And I feel like if it's not there, then you just need to go be by yourself. Go be a hermit. I'm not gonna say introvert because I'm an introvert and that'd be an insult. So,
oh yeah, those lessons really, really suck. And I went through that 3 times this year, and like once very publicly. That sucked.
Yeah, I had to say that like my desire for there to be a Black writing community quickly changed to there wanting to be a healthy and beneficial Black writing community, because originally it was, I see you, you Black, I'm rocking with you. And that isn't how it is. Like that's just not how it is. And that's sad. That like that situation hurt my heart like to the core, because like it's not at all something that I expected to have to deal with or something that I would wish on anybody, because it definitely made everyone involved look at other Black people sideways. And I'm not ever okay with that. Like I don't ever want to have to feel like I have to do that, you know? And so for me, when I think about like going forward and how I do, like it's like you have to keep people at like a respectable distance until you learn the type of person they are, what their triggers are, how they're going to react in things, because it's very, very important how people react when they're mad, hurt, and upset. Like what they do in those moments is very crucial. And I know for those of us that are on the screen, in the moments where we're mad, hurt, and upset, we are very, very cautious of what our steps are when it comes to one another, because we don't want to ever put any of us back into those feelings that we already saw each other go through. Like that was a tumultuous couple of months for all of us. Like there were like times where we weren't writing nearly as much, where all we would do was talk. We wouldn't get work done because we had to get all our emotions out and things like that. And I realized that that's not the type of community I wanted. And so that's when we like, nope, let's change directions and let's focus on making our unit strong and getting as strong as we could be. And then once we got strong, like then it was like, okay, let's open these doors and let's like bring more people in, because we're all on the same level. We all know where we are. We went through these struggles. We came out on the other side, and like the Naked Firefly like to say, we got goals. So you know, we made it happen. And I think that that is important, that it's not that communities don't go through negativity and bad things don't happen. It's how they grow through those negative things and how they come out on the other side.
Absolutely.
Right.
Straight facts.
Because I know for me, right? So for people who don't know, I'll give you a quick little history how the Melanated Fam came to be, right? We weren't Melanated Fam. We were just a group of people who spoke very much so often. And I just remember, you know, creating an Instagram group. Cause I'm like, I like you people. You guys are cool. You treat me well. Let's just talk to each other. We've been talking, right? And all I had was a brown heart, a brown circle, a chocolate bar, and another like brown emoji. I forget what it was. That's all that it was.
You had brown emojis everywhere. That's what you did.
Right. So then then we was just talking and whatnot, and I had an idea, and I just named it Melanated Fam because I felt super close. It was respect. It was love. It was mentorship. And I think people forget that as well. Being a mentor is so important no matter what. Being there for guidance is something that is amazing. And it was just so cool. And I'm just like, I found my community. I found my people. In the past, like everyone else, I thought I found my people, you know, stuff hits the fan, and then it's just like you're hurt. This time it was completely different. And because I didn't want to get hurt again, I was like, I'm cool with us, you know. And then we found someone else who was super cool, and then we added one more person, and you know, we done. It's just, for me, when I say Melanated Fam, it's not just something you see here on AuthorTube, like they were saying. We talk every day. We check up on each other's mental health. How you doing with your family? How are you? What are your goals for writing? What do you want to do in life? It's more than what you see here, and that is why I call them my brother and my sisters. I will go to war for them, no matter what. I was about to say period. But I'm like,
period. I was gonna say period. Period. Let's, you know, matter of fact, exclamation point on mine. Because I mean it. Like, it's for real.
Yeah. So, period. Okay. I'll say. This one. Sorry.
No, but he is absolutely right. Like, there's so much that goes behind the scenes. Like, for instance, I went through so much that, of course, AuthorTube doesn't know about, that my family knows about. They knew how many times my mom was in the hospital from January up until now, going in and out. They knew about the deaths in my family that happened. They knew about my suicide scare. Like, there's a lot of things that happen. And some of that stuff, like the suicide scare, some of that directly came from a lot of the situations that we went through. And that scared me. Because it's like, yeah, people out there who says, oh yeah, you know, I'm for you. I'm for you. And they realize, oh, you're not for me. And the way that stuff happened crushed me when I was already being crushed. And my family was right there pulling me back. I had the Naked Firefly hitting me up every day. Hey, I'm here for you. Hey, I love you. I had Cash right there every day. Hey, you know I'm here for you. Please reach out to me. Sid every day. Hey, I'm good. What's going on? Talk to me. Olamide. Hey, what's going on? Every day. So I wake up, because I was going in and out of sleep, I would look and see all these messages and smile and realize I still have family. I still have people every day, especially Naked Firefly. Because again, Twitter, Instagram, my phone, she left messages. And I would sit there and just be like, I can't leave my peoples. Like, that's every day. So it's like that was that unity I needed. That was the community I needed. So like, it's so important. And I really, really hope that everyone who's here today has something like that or finds something like that. Because I think that's super important. And we don't always agree on stuff. Like, me and Cash can talk and we'll butt heads. But we do it respectfully. We don't call each other out. We don't be like, blah, 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 blah. She says a lot of things I'll happily disagree with. But I'm like, but I want to know why. Like, I want to know more. Because maybe she'll...
That is what I was going to say. That's a big part of it. Because a lot of times where we disagree, I'm coming at you like hey, bro, could you explain this to me? Or, like, help me to see this? Because I don't understand it, and that's why I don't agree with it. Because it doesn't make sense to me. And I think that is a big part of when it comes to our intersectionality, is we have to be willing to learn, and we have to be willing to accept that things are going to look different from somebody else's perspective. So, like, us disagreeing on, like, the last topic that we had, like, you helped me to look at it in a way that I had it that made me be like, okay, maybe I would think about this a little differently. I still feel the same way, but I don't see it in the same light that I saw it prior to talking to you. And I think that is huge that people don't do.
Yeah, you helped me see a whole new view too. Because talking to you, Sid, I was like, I wasn't looking at it in a different way. I was only seeing it from my way, and I didn't even get angry. I sat there like, you know what? Let me keep asking more questions, and I love that. I absolutely love that. I don't feel fear of being able to speak out and actually be myself because y'all let it be known. Be yourself. Don't filter yourself. Talk to me. What's up? So I love that. I love that.
Sorry, I had my neighbors are outside, so I'm not sure I can hear them. If you can, I do apologize. Oh, you can't. Perfect. Anywho, like I said, respectfully disagreeing with other people. Like we really do get into topics about things, that we discuss with ourselves. We express how we feel about certain things, and sometimes we disagree. But it's the way you go about it. We don't agree on everything. I feel like this is gonna sound a little bit wrong, so just bear with me. Just we're gonna work with it a little bit. I hate a yes person. For me, a yes person is someone who agrees with everything. If everyone's agreeing to like one thing and I feel like there's no discussion being talked, I will be the one to do the opposite. Because I feel like sometimes you gotta talk stuff out.
We know, Sid. We know.
I think you should get
We know.
I do advice to anyone because I feel like sometimes, I may not know much about it and I feel like other people have information that they're holding back. So I would like to learn. So I feel like when everyone just agrees, it's like, okay, but then like, I don't know anything. So I'm going to disagree so I can learn more. And the last conversation we had, I think it was one of the best conversations I ever had because we got to see everyone's perspective and, all that good jazz. So yeah, for me, a yes person is someone who just agrees with everything, never voices their opinion, never disagrees with anything at all. I'm not a fan of a yes person. I like people who say no because that's just what I need in my life. So, once again, I feel like we all answered this, and I'm sorry to everyone in the comments if I didn't pull up your comments or talk to them. I do want to say hi to Hannity, hi to Carlos, hi to Ashley G. Hi everybody.
Hey guys.
I was saying that my nose was itching. I've realized I was muted.
Oh.
I'm sorry. So if I look like I am uncomfortable over here, my nose itch.
So today is about unity, and we talked about community. Stop it. Stop. Okay, I need you to stop. I'm asking you to stop. So
I apologize from me to you.
How do
I legitimately dislike y'all sometimes. Like, I really dislike when y'all do this to me on the stream. Like, I'm like, really though? Really though? Oh my gosh. Y'all are so childish.
So that one had me in like happy tears. I was getting a little bit emotional during the beginning of the stream. I was trying to blink back because I put my contacts in, but that one just took me out from everything else on the back. How does unity help community? And I can't even see y'all. I'm not even gonna lie.
All right.
What you say?
I can say it.
Wow. Okay. That's because unity is in the second half of the word, but that's fine.
I think that.
Okay. I wasn't sure. To me, I think unity helps the community in the fact that, like, so the Black AuthorTuber tag to me is a form of unity, right? So, like, when we all dropped it on the same day, they kind of made it a little bit more of a bigger deal than had I just done it by myself. It's like, oh, wow, there's a group of Black AuthorTubers who are doing this, and then it becomes a thing, like, there's 5 videos like this instead of just one. Or like Kwanzaathon, the fact that it's a group of us doing it makes it more of an engaging thing for other people to want to join and be a part of. And I think that that is important. Like, that's part of the reason why I was always like, I don't ever want to do these things by myself. I always want to do these things with other people so that they can catch.
I almost said these hands. We said they can catch. I'm like, these hands. I'm like, no, wait, no.
I thought it too.
I woke up today and chose violence, and I deeply apologize.
Did you really? I see.
Also said, do you mind please scrolling through these comments, because I'm looking at a lot of these. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, there's one that Michael put up that like really caught my eye.
I'm reading a lot of these.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I won't name names, but I've experienced, how shall I say, built intolerance in altitude. But that has put into perspective for me channels that exude nothing but tolerance and warmth. I feel like that is so true. Oh, I tried something on StreamYard. Sorry. Still learning.
6 months later.
Hey, I would stream like once a month. So.
If you talking, we can't hear you.
He's having
Oh, okay. It's a sit moment. All right. No, veiled intolerance is such an interesting thing. Like the microaggressions are real. Like they're a super duper real thing. So I definitely hate that you have had that experience, but I hope the warmth and tolerance, and honestly, for me personally, I don't want it to just be tolerance when you're around me. Like I want you to feel accepted. I don't want you to feel tolerated. Like I don't like feeling tolerated. Like you tolerate me? Like that to me gives a negative connotation. So I know what I try to do is make sure that everyone feels accepted and welcome, no matter what person you are. But I want it to be very clear that I am always first and foremost here for my community, because for so long nobody ever was. Right? Like nobody was thinking about the black corner of altitude. Like that wasn't a thing. So I don't want it to ever be that it's ever that's not at the forefront of my mind. But in that, I want a writing community in general. And that takes being able to be accepting of all different types of people and being, like we said earlier, willing to learn from all different types of people. Like honestly, Michael, you are probably one of my favorite subscribers. I love seeing you in the comments. I love seeing your poems and your dad jokes and everything like that. We just gonna ignore this person right here. We not about to do this with over there. I just don't even know. I don't get it. But like I think it's just really important because I know that like we're talking about being black and how important that is. But I think it's also very important that we have never done anything to exclude anybody that wasn't black from being around us and having conversations with us and being friends and getting to know and being just able to support them. Like one of the closest people that have gotten to me in this year was Becca C. Smith. I talk to her like dang near every day. And she's not black, but she's someone who I realized fits into the type of community I want around myself, right? Like the type of person that she is, the way that she carries herself. So, yeah.
First of all, why are you coming for me like that? During Kwanzaathon, we gonna do this? This is what we doing right now?
There was a comment I pulled up, but I didn't want to talk about it very, very briefly. It's really sad how colonizers really divided the black community, and so many within the community don't realize they are continuing the harm within the community. That's where the phrase comes from. I feel like it was spoken. Actually, talk about it. Sometimes a disbandment does happen more so from within than from what is from the outside. What you allow to come in and listen from other people, it's what breaks something. I feel like, okay, before you try to bring something to light, because you heard something and you just put it out there. you should talk within your community first, just to make sure you guys are on the same page, see what happens. And I feel like people don't do that. They get angry, they get upset, and they just go off. And then you just break trust right there. You can love someone so hard, but once they betray you, it is hard to love them again because of what they did to you from what they heard. And I feel like some people just don't understand that. People don't always think about the consequences, whether good or bad. So that's my little 2 cents of the word of the day. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And piggybacking off of that, people reaching into the community who don't want to come in to actually, do the give and take and actually learn and grow with us. They're coming in because, it's like a cool club. It's not. No. If you're coming in just because Cachet's name's attached, because there's a published author attached, because there's someone in the queer community attached, like, don't dive in because of that. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand coming in just to try to get a leg up or try to get your name out there because, hey, maybe my video or my stream will get bigger because I have Cachet's name on it. No. Like, coming in because I want to add something to the group and I want to learn, I want to grow as well. That's one thing. Like I don't like people reaching out. I've had people do that. Well, they'll reach out to me in messages for like an LGBTQ thing and then drop everything afterwards. I'm like, no, and I don't respond to that. I don't. I'm like, no. If you're not trying to get to know me, I don't want to listen. I don't care. I don't like that.
I think that is so true. That was a great sermon right there. I know it's not Sunday, but that was really appreciated. So thank you for that. Any wrap-up thoughts? Any last conversation you want to have? Anything that you need to say?
I liked what Kat was saying. I thought that was like really dope. Really, really dope. I'm super, super glad for them for that.
Can I say I love them? Like, Kat is amazing. It's super funny. Like, I feel like you need diverse people all the time. You got to reach out to people. I feel like sometimes people are afraid to reach out to others who are in a part of a different community. Like Grayson was saying, I feel like sometimes people don't want to reach out to the queer community. And it's just like, they're no different from us. They're just regular people. I feel like sometimes, if you're a part of the hard of hearing or deaf community, people don't want to communicate with you because sometimes you do have to speak a little bit slower if they read lips, or you have to learn sign language if people don't want to do that. I feel like it is so great to reach out to people because you can learn so much from others. And I just love that. I just like learning from people. Yeah.
I honestly wonder if is it like a fear? And I feel like, especially with people being able to see the Melanated fan, they see people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds. And this opens up a way for them to come in and talk and learn and be like, okay, I didn't know this. Or, ooh, that view that I had before, that doesn't add up to what I'm seeing. Like, I think it's so important because now you get to see and understand, oh, those views I had were super wrong. Or this isn't right. And not only can they educate themselves, but they can turn around and educate someone else and spread that education. So I think it's so, so, so important.
Yeah, I would have to admit having Grayson and Kat in my life because they are both part of the queer community, and the relationship that I have with both of them, it has changed a lot of the thoughts I had January 2020 I don't have here in December of 2020. Because now I've gotten to speak with someone, so it's not all my speculation of what my experiences have told me. It's other people's experiences educating me and letting me know new things and showing me things that I didn't before. And I'm super duper appreciative of that. Because like you said, that is something that when I'm talking to other people, like, oh no, so this is what non-binary is. This is what pansexual is. This is what these things mean. Because before I know, I did it. Like, these are new concepts for me. Like, my biggest extent was trans, and it wasn't a huge extent. Like, I don't know a lot about it, just from my previous experience. And I just appreciate the ability to educate without like throwing a phobia on somebody because they're asking questions. Like, in so many other areas, I'm used to like, oh, that's a homophobic question or that's a transphobic question. And it's like, I don't mean for it to be. I apologize if that's how you see it. I'm trying to learn so that I don't make these mistakes. So I'm not marginalizing these groups of people, like, because that's not the type of person I want to be. And I'm just super thankful for having met you guys and just getting to learn about the things that you guys teach me, because it's exciting, right? Like, it's exciting to get to learn things from other people's perspective, at least for me.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to be as open as possible and speak on it a lot. And because I know it could get annoying, like, okay, Grayson, how many times are you going to mention that you're trans? I'm mentioning it a lot because I didn't see any other Black trans person when I first joined. I didn't. So to see someone else, if someone else is looking back and looking at our old videos or old streams, and if they're trans as well, or they haven't started transition yet, and they're thinking, I don't know, will I be accepted? And they see, oh, I don't have to hide who I am here. Because nothing sucked more than having to hide myself and code switch. Especially code switching with my own community. That sucks. Like, beginning, like when I first talked to Cash, I was doing what I call my customer service voice, which I can't really do anymore because my voice changed. But I was doing my customer service voice, and I was trying to make myself smaller and not be as loud, my laughter, and kind of just keep it to myself. And I realized I don't have to do that anymore. I don't want someone else watching thinking, oh my God, this is what I have to do to be accepted. No, I want people to be themselves. So if people have questions, I'm like, please ask me the questions. Because I know how awkward it is to be like, what does this mean? What is this term? What does that mean? I'm like, ask. Because if you don't ask, you'll end up saying something really ignorant sounding and end up coming off the absolute wrong way. So that scares me.
Thanks so much for being here, Michael.
Hi. But yeah, I think that's so important. So like, when I love when people hit me up and be like, can I ask you this? Yes, please do. What's up? Let's talk. I'm super open. Like, I just, that's one of the reasons why I do bring it up every so often. But that kind of just weeds people out, because when people kind of side eye me, I'm like, I know I'm not trusting you. I'm gonna just put that out there. Just say that.
Oh, yeah. I feel like this personally was a great live stream. I got hold on, wait.
Is he boyping? Are you boyping?
No.
Oh.
Puberty.
Did you get your
Puberty. So I feel like this was a great live stream. I got to learn so much once again. And I would just like to wrap it up and do some outros and remind people that every single day we'll be dropping a video that meets the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. And then we also do daily live streams. Tomorrow we will be on the Big Bro Grayson Wiles channel. So yeah. Outros.
I love how he was like, thank you.
We all done outros before. Who wants to start?
And I went first last time. That's the only reason I didn't just jump up and go first this time.
We start with Naked Firefly, then we go counterclockwise back to.
There we go.
Okay, I didn't know that's what we were doing. I thought.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought he was about to pull up comments. I don't know what he was doing.
See, I wasn't the only. I was like, what are we doing? What are we? Okay. I am the Naked Firefly, and I write under the name Kira L. Rose. Please sign up for or subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, and you like follow me on social media. And if you want to, go ahead and support me on Patreon. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hey everybody, I'm Cachet. I write short stories, poetry, and the occasional blog post. I stream on my channel on Thursdays, and I'm excited for the rest of the 7 days of this week. Like, I am excited to see what we do. So, yay!
I love the way that when the Naked Firefly speaks, it sounds like the sunshine is coming right out of her mouth. And a rainbow is just like, just say it. Just say it. I just love that.
Y'all gonna stop saying that. Y'all, so I sound like a whole Lisa Frank picture. Y'all gonna chill with
You
it.
sound like you're just like a mother tree coming off the ground. Yes, my children. What do, everybody? My name is Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I like diving into fantasies and into warm mugs of coffee. Thank you guys for joining us and for putting in your 2 cents. I'm just like my siblings. I'm excited for this week. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Sid is right. The next 2 streams are on my channel. I have them back to back. They should be already scheduled up there. If not, I'll make sure and double check again. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. On to you, my little bro.
Yes, I am excited. And tomorrow's principle is Kujujakalia. I believe I said that right. I might have said it wrong. I'm so sorry. But it is self-determination. And once again, we'll be hosting a live stream on Grayson Wild's channel, the guy. And so yeah, thank you for tuning in. That was great. My name is Sid Sapak with a bunch of random nicknames. I won't go into them. I write fantasy. This has been fun, and I'm just going to wave and say thank you for coming to Kwanzaathon.
Trust you.